guys, welcome to The Final Dress. I'm your host, Faith Gutendorf, and today I'm joined with the cast of 6, the teen edition.
I'm Gabriela Fuentes, and I play Jane Seymour.
I'm Leo Lockwood, and I play Catherine Howard.
I'm Rizzy Spencer, and I play Anne of Cleves.
I'm Chloe Kearney, and I play Anne Boleyn.
I'm Claire Howard, and I play Catherine Parr.
I'm Audrey McPhail, and I play Catherine of Aragon.
So guys, Claire, can you tell me a little bit about what 6 is about?
Yeah, so it is a modern rendition of the historical events about the 6 wives of Henry VIII as they go through and see which of them had the worst lives throughout their experiences being married, and eventually just trying to see who wins.
Thank you. So how are you guys feeling so far? We had our last dress rehearsal tonight. What are your guys' thoughts? How ready are you?
So ready. I think we're so ready. Yeah, I think we've put so much work into this that we all feel confident enough to really put on a good show for the audience. And even if we mess up, we all know where to pick it back up and put each other back on the spot we're supposed to.
And I'm really excited to have an audience and not just talk to an empty auditorium.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. How are you guys feeling with there being such a small crew presence for this show? We normally have such a big crew and a lot of help. So how has that been different for you guys?
I mean, seeing that we don't go off stage very often, it's not really a big need. I do love the crew and I like the work that they do, but we don't ever leave the stage. But I like their support from back there. It is amazing.
And plus, they just have random tasks like finding headbands and phones. So
putting my mic back on.
And they helped us with this beautiful set and these crowns that we have behind our curtains. They all look amazing, and they help us back there if we need anything, if our hair falls out.
It does.
If our hair falls out, and if our hair pieces fall out, they just help us backstage with moral support too.
So, are you guys aware that this show is the first show ever to have an all-female cast?
I did not know that.
I didn't know until today.
So we're making history is what I'm hearing.
We're making her story.
That makes me feel so cool, actually.
It's so, it's insane that we have gotten to a point where we can have an all-female cast, because for so long, theater was dominated by men in history, and they only, just integrated women, 200 years ago, maybe less. So
It was actually this year.
The time that the queens were actually alive, it was men dressing up in drag.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
and now we're here.
yeah.
Right. This is truly her story, guys.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Also, are you guys aware that this is the first fall musical ever in Kankakee High School history?
No.
I also
So
didn't
that's
know.
actually kind of crazy.
I didn't know that.
I think that's really good though. It gives the audience a chance to see us before we put on our big spring musical too. It gives them a chance to see what we can do. And there's only 6 of us in the show, but it really gives a chance to see what Kankakee is all about. So
Especially because a lot of people who come to see our musical really like the way that we sound, the way that we do things. So seeing 2 musicals a year, that is probably someone's dream. I know it's my dream.
yeah.
And musicals are just fun, so.
I agree.
Yeah.
100%.
This show had a little bit different of an audition process, right?
Yes. Do you guys want
So
go ahead. Go ahead.
we could talk about how Mr. Benoit said we were gonna do a kick line, and then we didn't.
Oh.
so
Okay,
happy
but can we
about
talk
that,
about the
actually.
runway walk, because
Oh,
I about
yes.
fell on my
the
face.
most terrifying thing
That was
ever.
scary.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, this is actually the most comfortable audition that I've ever had. It was such a safe space, rather than the other auditions I've ever had.
This was definitely the most positive audition experience I've ever had. Everyone was hyping each other up. There was no one in the back secretly giggling at anyone, and everyone was just talking to each other for once.
And I think it really helped that we got to pick our own song to audition with. We didn't have to use a song in the show to first audition. We did for callbacks. But it really helped us choose what we feel most confident with and comfortable. And it really gave us a chance to show what we can do and what we're capable of. So I think that's really
What's
cool.
giving the most
Yeah.
girly pop.
Exactly, yeah.
And that's a really interesting comment that I want to come back to really quick. Audrey, you are the only freshman in this show.
Yes.
Yes,
Talk about
girly.
it.
How scared are you right now?
How nervous were you coming into it?
I was extremely nervous. I was very, very nervous. I didn't think that I could make it, only because I was so young. So I was like, well, I would think, well, they would mostly give the seniors a chance, right?
But girl, you got all the talent.
We
so
are glad you are
kinda
here.
did
You
that.
really bring our Catherine
like,
Aragon to life.
You got a sassy part for being
Oh,
like
yeah.
so quiet in real life.
Yeah.
And
we
you
can also
work
talk
it.
about how much you've come to grow into that
Yes.
character.
Yes.
Yeah.
How much
Yeah.
attitude you give that little Catherine of Aragon.
Yes, girl. Oh, yeah.
Not to mention the experience it's going to bring you for the rest of high school. Like
This
you
is
can
just the
use
beginning for you.
this.
It's such a good thing that this is your first KHS show, besides Lion King.
Yeah.
That doesn't
But
count.
I
That doesn't count though.
I wasn't in high school yet.
Yeah.
Right.
That doesn't
So
count.
this is your first high school show.
Yeah.
And it's honestly been such a fun experience watching you from the booth and just seeing like from those very first rehearsals to like where you are now, how confident you've gotten in yourself and in your character. You're doing such a great job.
Yeah, I was so terrified in the first few rehearsals.
You're doing great. Also, gold is your color. You look good.
You.
Seniors, how are you guys feeling?
I'm so sad. I don't want to leave. I'm sad. Like, high school theater has been such a thrilling experience for me. And I feel like I was a little freshman, just like Audrey, coming in and being so scared and so nervous and so shy. And now I'm here and I feel like I can be myself on stage and have fun with everybody because everyone's doing their best and working so hard, and it's so easy to be around you guys when we're all doing that together. So it really is amazing, and I'm so glad to be able to do hopefully one more musical with all of you. I better see you at auditions. Thank you. Anyways.
You weren't that little of a freshman. You're not as short.
Okay, well, you know what? You know what? I was tall for my age. Okay, I'm sorry.
I mean, my experience with being a senior, I'm so happy that I got to do at least one of my favorite shows before I graduated, especially Catherine Howard being one of my dream roles. I don't know. It's such like a positive experience for me. I really didn't expect I was expecting to be like a swing or something. I'm gonna be so honest. But here I am in my little pink outfit, eating it up.
Okay, I think it's such a surreal experience to be where I am in the community that I'm a part of. And growing up in this theater program was like the best experience. And after my sibling left the theater program, I was kind of scared about what I was going to do after that. But you guys and Mr. Benoit himself helped me realize that I can be me and I can do things that I didn't think I was going to be able to do.
Yeah.
We have a new director, Mrs. B. How are you guys feeling about
I love her.
I love
Needs
that
to move back
little
to Georgia.
I love her.
that little redhead.
I love her. She came in at a time where I feel like we had Mr. Benoit and he's amazing, but we really needed another push. I feel like all of us really needed that other push to really expand our horizons, and I feel like since she came in, she's really given us all that push and a chance to really show ourselves, and she had her own rehearsal with all of us for our lines, and it was amazing, and I feel like we all really grew after that separate rehearsal. And I'm excited to see how Frozen is because, well, let's see, Ms. B.
Last year, like, Mr. Benoit was spread so thin between everything, and he did an amazing job, but we really needed the extra help. And I know, like, with theater in the past, we haven't had, like, the best experiences, especially, like, 2 years ago. It's really, really nice to have a experienced person to help us out, and she's just amazing.
Emphasis on the experience.
Emphasis on the experience.
But let's also talk about Mr. Benoit, how he has literally, like, he put the show together for all of us. Like, he imagined it came to life, and we all really.
And he's worked so hard.
He worked so hard. He was spread so thin last year, but I feel like he did all of us a favor by being that, because we truly wouldn't have had as many opportunities as we had the last few years since he came if we didn't have him there with us. And I feel like theater department is really growing. Really is. And I'm excited to see future years.
Yeah, and back to Miss B. She's like the ray of sunshine that like keeps me from like crashing out. Because sometimes I'll forget a line and I'll be like, darn it, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And she'll keep me grounded. And she has such a light airiness about her that it makes me feel very comfortable.
She always greets us with a smile and a hey, beautiful.
Exactly.
I love it.
she spread so much positivity throughout this entire show. Like, I've met with Miss B even before school started. And, like, I remember I was so scared to meet a new theater teacher because, like, past experiences, I was terrified of how it was gonna go. But then I met Miss B, and she turned out to be, like, one of my new, like, safe spaces.
She was just what this department needed for all of us, I think.
What about you, Audrey? I think because you haven't, like, because you're a freshman, right? So, like, you're coming in, and Miss B is the first drama teacher that, like, you've known at the high school. So, like, how do you feel as a coming in experience?
She is so amazing, and I've only known her for a short amount of time, but she's like one of my comfort people. She's such a safe person to be around. And coming in, it's really nice to see her. Yeah.
Exactly. No, we get it, girl.
If you can't tell, we really like Miss B.
We do.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys can tell.
Yeah.
Also, let's mention the costumes.
Because
she's
so good at sewing.
This is all Miss
Yeah.
B.
She
My
did put them
costume-
together.
My costume was such a struggle. So many things had to be fixed. We just had to get this part re-hot glued. And there was something else. Forgot what it was.
Safety
Your
pins.
sleeves.
Your sleeves, probably.
Yeah, they kept falling off when I jumped, so we have to safety pin them.
And
She
thank
did-
her for squeezing me into this corset
Ooh.
every
Period,
single
girl.
time.
Here we
Thank
go.
you.
Customly sizing
Yes.
this to my
But all these
tiny
costumes,
bitty-
I feel, show our characters very, very well. So she did amazing in that aspect, too.
Absolutely.
How are you guys feeling about opening night?
I'm so excited.
I'm so ready.
I'm
so
so
nervous.
excited. And I think it's also amazing because all of us have our own song that we shine in, and I feel like everyone grows so much. Every rehearsal that we have and every performance that we're gonna have, everyone's gonna grow. And I just love being a little hype girl to all my girls over here because that's what I feel like we all really need at the moment too. So it really helps.
I can't wait for us to all be the leading lady and all have our moment to shine, and for us to bring something new to KHS, because everything's been sort of laid back old school for so long, but this will bring a pop of like color back to KHS, and I like that a lot.
And there's
Yeah.
like so much interacting with the audience too.
Oh, yeah.
Like they'll feel so connected. In.
Yeah, like, I think in All You Want to Do, how I performed today, that's, like, the most I've ever given, and I'm really just excited to see how our audiences are going to respond to that.
For every song too, like everyone has their own story, and I think that's so important to follow along with the story, is to really, I mean, honestly feel bad for every character, because every character had their own tragedy with Henry. So I feel like it's so important to really get to the fact that every character is not perfect and is not, you know, just they have their own stuff that happens to them. I think that's really important.
And I know that, like, I used to dread opening night. I used to, like, get so nervous that I would feel like I was going to, like, throw up. And I used to, like, absolutely not want to come to rehearsals ever. But, like, these past, like, this show and last year's Lion King, that, like, started shifting with this specific drama department, like, when Mr. Benoit came in. And it is just such a positive environment now, and everyone is like coming together and supporting each other. There used to be so much drama all the time, and that's just like, it's not really a thing now. Everyone is like, everyone wants to make sure that everyone is doing okay, and so I'm so excited to do this show with you guys.
That's really sweet.
Thanks.
It's really cheesy, actually.
Okay. Yeah, my bad.
It really has been such like a more positive environment. Like any issues or anything that we've had like on stage or like with things happening, like things not going right, it's all been taken care of in a very positive and like upbeat, I guess, manner. And there really hasn't been any like blaming or like finger pointing, and I think that's really good.
I agree.
Except for me, I finger point at everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
do.
You need to cut that out.
There was one rehearsal.
All the time.
One rehearsal,
One rehearsal.
It's left foot first.
Left foot, Chloe.
God. You have to move this way.
You move this way at this time.
Don't forget to look.
Oh my God.
To look at Audrey. Chloe.
We appreciate it though. We would be
The
nowhere.
dancer's coming out.
I don't.
Yeah.
Leo.
How are you guys feeling about just in general, like how much interacting you do with the audience. I feel like this show was made to be a bit more like pop concert-y, and there's a lot more like interaction with the audience than a lot of shows that we've done before. Just how are you guys feeling with all of that?
There's a lot of times where I'm gonna like mess with the audience, and I think it's gonna be so funny, something we haven't done before, and I think they're gonna think it's absolutely hilarious, everything that we do with them, because there's so much interaction, which you guys gotta be here to witness it in person, by the way.
In person.
Come see our show.
Might be a good idea.
Welcome to the show.
To the history mix.
To the history remix.
And it's so crazy because, like, I remember, like, in my theater experience, I've always been told to ignore the audience and act like they're not there.
And act like they're not there.
No one is there. It's a blank wall. So, like, this is such a fun thing to be able to do, and to be able to look out and be like, hey, you, come on. This is a show. React.
Yeah,
It's great.
I agree.
Especially in Don't Lose Your Head.
Oh, yeah.
When we're on the runway, 5 or 3.
No spoilers.
Don't play.
Come see the show.
Just see the
There's a
show
runway.
and you'll see what happens.
Just so guys or 3.
It might be a guy or 3.
Or 3.
Or 3.
Or 4.
Or 6.
Or 6.
Guys, maybe it's 11. Who knows?
11.
So that might be too many.
Let's make it a baker's dozen.
All right. Okay. Speaking of the runway, which Leo mentioned, how are you guys feeling about having the runway into the audience?
It's terrifying.
It's such a diva moment. I disagree. It's such a diva moment. I don't think it's terrifying. I love it. Like, I feel like I feel like everyone really gets their chance to, like, feel so, like, diva.
Yeah.
Like, I keep saying diva, but, like, for real diva.
We might be divas.
And like there's a point where like the lighting kind of stops and all you see is the people, and then like you're just like so much more intimate with the audience.
Mm-hmm.
In walking like out there, I feel like since it's something we haven't really done before, they're gonna be like, wow, you guys are getting really close. This is
They're
a
gonna
little
see us.
personal.
They're gonna see us close up.
And I feel like they're gonna be like, oh my gosh, this is like, I can interact. It's not just a movie. This is an experience. And having it be an experience is so much better than just watching scenes unfold.
It was terrifying when we first got it.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I mean, now if I get on it, I'm like, hey, I'm the queen of the castle.
That's mine.
Womp.
What about the lights? Somebody mentioned something about the lights.
The lights, don't get me started on them. I love them so much. Oh my gosh.
The lights are so good.
Pretty.
We have so much more lighting and a lot different lighting because it is supposed to be more concert-y and less like traditional musical. Jeremy, shout out.
Jeremy, shout
Yes.
out. He's our man.
Jeremy brought in so much more lighting, and there's so many more like moving parts with the lights, and I feel like there's a lot of chances for it to be a lot more emphasized and like just have like a lot more fun with the lighting, and I feel like it brings like an extra like edge to the show.
Yeah, especially this big thing on top of us.
I feel like this is a show
This
that
terrified me when I saw
15
it.
grand.
This is a show that people are not going to expect Kankakee to do.
Yeah,
And I think that's what's amazing is that nobody expects this type of show from a school that with the shows that we've done in the past. This is not a show that we would have normally done.
No, yeah.
And I'm so happy that we did it because
we're gonna kill
this really like sets the bar high. And I'm so excited for what's to come.
I think the last show that we did that was like in this vein was Chicago.
Chicago had a lot.
Okay, one thing that we didn't mention about the costumes that I want to rewind back to is the shoes.
The shoes.
Yes.
They mic'd our microphone.
It's weird because like it goes with your toes, but then it like curves at the last moment, and then like it looks like you're wearing them on the wrong foot. Like when I first got them, I thought I was wearing them.
And they're so comfy.
Right. Like
They
you would
are.
not
Except
like
my
They
feet
hurt
actually
my feet
ache
so
right
much.
now.
Oh no.
Sorry, Audrey.
They hurt mine for a little bit, but now I'm
They-
used to them.
It's like weird for heels to be like this comfortable. My toes are only a little bit numb. It's great.
As I really like your socks that you're wearing right now. I just want to get those out.
That's also I ran out of black ones.
First time I've
Also,
worn
for
black
me,
ones.
I feel like it's very weird to be in a show where we're not wearing character shoes.
I agree.
Oh my god.
Like,
Berets.
We've been used to those for so long and scratching up the bottom of them so we don't slip. And now we're in these sparkly wedges that
That have traction.
our wonderful Miss Crop got
That
for
wore
us.
jazz shoes.
Yeah, shout out Miss Crop.
Shout out to Miss Crop.
Yes.
Love her.
Yeah. Okay, another thing with costumes, your mics. So, two things. One, I love the bedazzles, the sparkles.
This is all Miss B.
Oh yeah.
Miss B
Oh,
Corp.
Miss B.
Miss B Corp.
She spent so long.
She not only did that, but she bedazzled our little water bottles too. We're so bedazzled.
I don't have mine right now.
over there. So
Here,
We're
you
so
can
bedazzled.
She also
off mine,
was so
babe.
gracious and bedazzled me and Claire's inhaler for
Yes.
the show.
In my phone case.
a look at these bedazzled inhalers.
Because we normalize asthma.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we do.
Queens
It's a
have
real
asthma
thing.
too.
We need to breathe.
Queens have breathing problems. Remember.
Yes.
How is it different using, because you guys do have like mics on your face, so these are fake, obviously. Yes. So how is that been
fake?
Okay.
with
Don't spoil it.
choreographing around them and like learning to like get used to it?
It's real hard. We're
hard.
still having problems.
I got to a point where I was unmiked, and to talk to Mr. Benoit, I raised my mic to my mouth
Oh,
to
no.
seem louder. And then I looked down and I'm like,
Hey, so this isn't real.
doesn't have batteries.
I literally,
not real.
I go home after rehearsal sometimes, and I'll be talking to my mom or dad, and I have my hand up to my face, and they're like, "What are you doing?"
So it might be a habit.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Hey, well, at least you're in the habit and you're not using your mic.
No,
can
because
you do
I'll be
that?
holding I'll be holding a cup of water. I'll be holding a cup of water, and I'm just like, "Oh yeah, what are we having for dinner today?"
Exactly. It's so. I have two microphones in my hand.
You lifted your mic.
doing it right now.
It is like the. It's very like confusing to have something that you're like, don't forget to put your mic up. Don't you forget. And then like I'll be walking around the house like Claire, and I'll be like, hey Granny, what am I holding? I'm holding nothing. It's very funny.
See, I've never made that mistake. I can separate reality.
Sure.
Crazy.
Sass.
Sure, buddy.
Sass, Audrey.
It's okay, buddy.
I would like to give a really big shout out to the person who's been a very strong presence in this musical, and that is Miss Lillian.
I love
Yes.
Lillian. She taught me how to sing.
She did my hair,
She,
and
she
it looks so
makes
good.
us meow every warm
She
up.
does.
Yes, she does.
She does.
Puppy whimpers.
Meow and whimper. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, all
She
that.
taught me opera. Come
Yeah.
Yep.
If there's anything, Miss Lillian will always come up to all of us and be like, "Are you okay? Do you need anything? How are you feeling about the show? Like, what do you think you can improve on? And here's how I can help you improve on it." She always has stuff that we can do and say and use to really help improve our characters. And she always is giving us notes on how to improve our characters. And it's so great because she's always involved and she's always out there with her little piano on her phone, playing our notes.
I know y'all saw her in the audience with her phone. She was holding it up.
But no, she's just amazing, and I love her so much.
And not to mention the comedic relief sometimes.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
2 separate rehearsals, she brought bagels, and so we were just
And her
in
toaster.
the
And
so
her
toaster,
From
and we were
home.
just in the dressing room getting ready. She's over here doing Audrey's beautiful hair
Booyah.
while we're just chowing down on bagels. The
blueberry bagel.
The dressing room smelled like bagels for hours.
Also,
And now you won't stop eating them.
Shut up.
on Halloween, she dressed up
She dressed up
as a holy cow.
A holy
Oh, yeah.
And it
cow.
was so
It was
funny.
so when
It was
people
cute.
saw her, they'd be like, "Holy
Holy
cow!"
cow.
It was so
It was really funny.
And I
Yeah.
think definitely, as like what you mentioned about her being like such like being there for and just making sure that everybody's okay outside of cast, like definitely, like even being on crew, like I don't have as much to do as you guys, obviously, because you guys are on stage. But like even everybody backstage and on crew, she'll like make sure that we're okay and like we're doing everything and yeah. So that's really nice. So I have one final question for you guys. This is a big one.
Okay.
Okay.
So, who had it worse?
Oh,
Okay,
So
so wait,
I
let's
think-
Okay, you're first.
Go ahead.
I think I had it worse. Captain of Aragon.
You're not special.
We need a
I'm
reason.
more special than you.
We need a reason. Oh,
Okay,
wow.
wait,
Hey,
guys.
You are not your character.
Hold
Why
on.
did you have it worse?
I had it worse because I was with him the longest, and I was with him the longest.
That's fair.
And
you know what? That's a
cheated
fair
on.
point.
Cheated on me,
Well,
and I It's just so good that I didn't cheat back. But I
After
did
what?
say no way.
20 years?
24 years.
She's a paragon. of
Married
life.
for 24 years.
Guys,
And then some side chick.
Oh!
What?
Okay, okay.
What can I say? Don't lose your head over it.
Oh, too many references, guys.
Honestly, I wrote books, guys, and everyone forgets that I am more than a man.
You survived.
But who had it the worst? Who had it the worst?
I did survive.
Did you
and
have it
yet
the worst?
no one knows who I am, do they? No one knows that I wrote books.
You
No one knows
still
that I
got
write
to marry
psalms
your
or
brother.
meditations. I had to leave my entire family behind. I had a husband named Thomas. I had children. I had boys. I had a life at home, and he just said, "Nope, you're mine now." And then he died.
What a yap fest.
Well,
Actually,
I
kind of
maybe it's for
depressing.
the best.
You got
You
to
know what?
marry
It was for the
Thomas
best.
in the end. In history, you got to marry Thomas.
And then
That
I
is
married
my brother.
And then I married your brother. Yes, I did.
That's crazy.
Seymour's brother.
It
Yes.
wasn't that hard. You still got to marry him.
So
I didn't
guys,
want to.
this is gonna blow your minds, but I think I had it worse, and you wanna know why? You wanna know why?
Oh, I'd love to know.
Because I lost my head.
Oh, did you?
My head's gone.
Hey, so I actually, so my character, so my character also lost her head.
Well,
No, really?
Hey, I
No.
don't talk about it as much as she
my
does.
mine was more humiliating.
Oh.
Oh, boo.
You seriously want to talk about humiliation?
Okay, Rossi, what about
Okay,
you?
so I'm gonna be completely for real with y'all. I did not have the worst. I had the best life.
At least you know.
Who did?
I got all the money.
In your palace?
I didn't have to I had a palace in Richmond, guys. I didn't even have to
Her horses can try.
my horses can't trot up this road. But I didn't have to do anything with the king. He basically saw me and was like,
Ew.
ew. Okay, here's all this
Excellent.
money, by the way.
Leave.
But he almost came back to me. In history, he was going to. But
He
then
didn't.
this one showed up.
But he didn't.
Because he didn't want to go back on his word because he thought I was ugly.
He likes the
right.
younger one better.
But who had it worse? You never answered the
I
question.
said it wasn't me. You.
Oh, okay.
That's fair.
That was you.
You know what? Yeah.
Leo, what about you?
Okay, so I know we've all been saying the character we're playing, but in all honesty, this isn't even me talking about just because I played the character. I think Catherine Howard had it the worst. Let's talk about how since 13 she was used for her body.
No spoilers.
No spoilers.
No spoilers.
That's history, girl.
They don't know that.
It already happened.
Read.
I didn't know about the 6 wives.
Unlike,
I didn't know about them.
I only knew about
that's
Eric.
because you don't
But
read.
she was quite literally only good for one thing apparently.
Yeah.
And
You know what?
died
I'll agree
at
with you.
18.
Yeah.
I'll agree with
died
you.
at
Yeah.
18
You know what? I'll agree
The
with
head.
you.
after being done with.
And then
You
you,
know what?
lost your
I'll
head.
agree with you. But I still lost my head.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Guys.
So did I.
I caught the plague and I'm not over here whining about it.
Hey, so you actually didn't.
Ella, what about you?
I think Catherine Howard had it worst. Cause
Yeah.
I had a son, but I died, so I didn't really care. And also I was remembered fondly because I actually had an heir. And they were just beheaded for kind of no reason.
And they
You just
did
lived your
take-
life.
No, it was because
I was beheaded.
I also cheated.
I don't even know why I was
Yeah.
There was
but-
also
Yeah.
4 times that it had to be hacked off.
Yeah,
you
was-
had a swordsman.
how many
I
times
know.
did it
You were fine.
I
Yeah,
know.
I think it
That
was
thing
4.
chopped off.
How many times did it take for Catherine Howard's head to come off?
4.
4.
They chopped
Oh
that
my
thing
God.
down.
Just like the amount of courses.
In all
That's the amount of choruses,
It was
man.
not coming off.
in all
Longest
seriousness,
song in
yeah.
the show, guys.
7 minutes.
Longest song in the show.
That's how long it took to take your head off.
Oh, okay.
Alrighty.
courses.
Alrighty. I want to
Who do
thank
you think had it worse? Actually, let's ask you really quick.
I'm going to keep my opinion to myself.
Ooh,
And I
okay.
am going to say thank you to everyone for coming and watching our podcast. We are so thankful for the views. And also, please come see our show Friday, November 8th at 7 p.m., Saturday, November 9th at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m., and Sunday, November 10th at 2 p.m. $7 for students and $10 for adults. We hope to see you guys there.
Yay.
Yeah, thank you.
Please come.
Okay, guys.
Exciting, actually.
So it actually is not.
So what kind of sandwich?